All right. Hey, this is Kina Ep.8, and I'm with Keller Williams in Honolulu, and this is Real Talk about Real Estate. And today I have Jeff Wu. So, Jeff, what area? I know you cover a lot, so I don't want to throw it out there. It's a surprise. What areas do you cover?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I am licensed in Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. I have all three real estate licenses. But basically, if you think of the Washington, D.C. metro area, we serve the whole area. So Northern Virginia, Montgomery County, Maryland, PG County, Maryland, and then also Washington, D.C. itself.
So, wow. So, how long of a drive is it from like one corner to the other? Like we're 35 by 45 miles, so I can cover everything. But how far
You
would
know,
you go?
it is a little bit bonkers. Sometimes, as the crow flies, it'll be, 9 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles. And sometimes that is exponentially longer because of traffic.
Oh,
So it
yeah.
really, really does depend. This morning, I was in, Annandale, Virginia, and then I was in Rockville, Maryland. And I saw, I timed it right and I knew what I was doing, but I saw some stopped traffic on the Beltway. So it really is interesting and you want to be strategic. That's one of the things that when people come here, they want quality schools, but they also want a commute that isn't unbearable.
Yeah.
And so we really help them try to figure that out.
Yeah, we see that here too. The drive time matters. And you're not, and then our hands are kind of tied because we really can't talk about either, right? You
Mhm.
can't, it's steering if we say, oh, you don't want to live there. It's going to take you an hour and a half to get to work. So, yeah, Google Maps is my friend. I'm always like, okay, I call them 5 o'clock. Can you please Google from work to that address before we submit this offer? Just so they can make that decision. But yeah, we have the same issues. So now if I'm moving there, what's my average price point? Do they really differ between the three areas or?
That's a great question. It is very neighborhood specific. I would say in general, we seem to be around the 700,000 range is sort of a median price point, but everything kind of radiates out of the city. The city has strong values, strong jobs, and then it just kind of radiates out. So the farther out you go, it's really funny that I went to University of Maryland, and that's in College Park, Maryland. And what's really funny to me is I think they're in close proximity. And one of the things Maryland brags about for its students is that, oh, you can get a job or an internship in DC because it's pretty close. But the DC homes, the original homes in College Park, were their summer homes for all the bigwigs in DC because they could ride their horse and carriage out to College Park. But
Oh,
now you have areas like Leesburg or like Gaithersburg or these areas that seem to be so far away, but that are now readily considered part of the DC metro area. So every area as you flow farther out, you're going to get a little bit more for your money. You're going to find kind of larger lots, larger homes for a little bit cheaper price. But even now, I mean, with nationwide, how every state in the nation has appreciated anywhere from 40 to 80% in the past 5 years, you know, there's not a lot of kind of cheap things. We have strong value because we have strong workforce with the government, with the military, Amazon HQ2, other great local companies like Capital One and Hilton, MITRE, et cetera. So those keep value strong, but it also means it's not super, super cheap to buy here.
yeah. My husband just retired from MITRE a few years ago.
Oh, very cool. Congratulations.
Yeah, we were in Europe with them, and then that's how we got to Hawaii. Was on the
Okay.
MITRE bus. So
I think you made the right decision.
yeah, yeah, we had some good places. Heidelberg, Germany, and then Honolulu, Hawaii. We didn't complain. So yeah, that was a pretty good career. So now what's fun to do there? You mentioned a
Oh
lot
my
of
gosh.
places and companies are there. So you have work and infrastructure, but what are people coming there that's fun to do when they're not working?
That's a great question. I am so proud of our region for so many reasons. Number one, we have all four seasons. Right now, it's some people who came from a warmer climate are complaining because we get snow and we have winter jackets and it is cold, but it is honestly it's really beautiful to see the leaves change color and to have that change in perspective because then when you do have spring come around you're like grateful and you're excited and there is life coming out. So the four seasons is awesome. Also kind of geographically we can get to the beach in an hour or two. We can also get to the mountains in an hour or two. So we have the ability to go so many different ways and enjoy kind of the world and the country. We also have a lot of free museums with the Smithsonian,
Oh,
the zoo. We have pandas. And one of my most favorite things too, a lot of people say, I'll meet you at this restaurant, at the Ethiopian restaurant, at the Thai restaurant, at the whatever. Many cities will be like, okay, if you say that genre, they'll know where you're talking about. Here, we'll say which one because you have 10 or 15 choices to choose from. So it is such a diverse, such a fun area. A lot of highly educated people, a lot of people having life enjoyed their way, whether they're going to the indoor rock climbing or they're going to the Potomac River or they're going to a concert at the Kennedy Center. I mean, we have probably eight or nine professional sports teams. So much for people of any walk of life to enjoy.
so wow. Yeah. No, I know I've always enjoyed my time there. I did go see the pandas too. So, what about investing? I know with interest rates, it's tough to cash flow right now, but is it a good place for investors? Maybe they can come in and do a burr where they're going to buy it, rehab it, rent it out, refinance it, and do a buy and hold. Or, can they buy and hold? What does it look like for investing there?
That's a great question. We have great value in terms of appreciation. A lot of people, you own the home, 5 years plus, you're going to do well in terms of increasing equity and increasing the value of the asset. We do struggle unless you put down a ton of money in terms of cash flow. Cash flow is going to be tough because of the high values and because of all of the infrastructure we have here, all of those things I mentioned in terms of, museums and parks, schools, police, all of the things. Well, we also have solid taxes. And so that affects that cash flow ability. So, where we're seeing the most happiest investors are where we've had what I call accidental investors. Maybe they had a property when they were single. They were able to get that at a solid 30-year fixed, low cost basis. And then they go get married. They keep that property at that owner occupied loan and that low basis. They keep paying it down. And then they have this other property now at a new owner occupied loan. And so they're able to kind of continue and grow slowly that way. Another area we've seen success too is not so much in the city because of all the condos and the high prices, but in the suburbs, we are seeing people have success both with short-term rentals targeted towards nurses or other groups that may stay a little bit longer, as well as um, the college rentals, because we've seen people who maybe they would have had to pay $1,200 a month for their daughter at the university. Instead, they buy a small home and they have four or five college students together, and then now they're profiting $500 a month instead of having to pay $1,200. So some of those are success stories, but honestly, I think if you're going to flow through here multiple times, like some military people do, like some State Department people do, or even a government contractor, some people like having a home base in our area, and they're not worried so much about the cash flow because they know the asset itself is
Yeah.
going to appreciate.
Appreciation. Yeah, that's your friend. So, what is one last thing you want people to know about your area?
Oh my gosh. I mean, just know that it's a phenomenal place to live or visit. And I just encourage people to come check it out, come have a good time, from enjoying historic sites like, where George Washington has lived, or museums, or even newer museums like African American history, or other monuments to different war events, as well as, all of these great parks, the Potomac River, going to the beach in Delaware, Maryland. I mean, come enjoy our area, and you might want to stay because there are
I want
tremendous
to
work.
go now.
Yeah, tremendous work opportunities, tremendous enjoyment opportunities, and it's just a place that I'm really proud of as our country and as a resident here.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. This has been amazing. If you know anybody that is going to that area, I would love to get you connected with Jeff. I know we have a lot of military that do flow in and out of there, and MITRE that he mentioned. So yeah, love to get you connected with Jeff. If you have any questions, I'd love to chat with you. Thank you so much, Jeff. This has been amazing, and I will see you again soon. Bye.
Thank you.